Access as we bring you Wildcat basketball, featuring some of the top teams in the Northeast. We'll have Husson, Thomas, University of Maine Farmington, Bates, and many, many more. So I ask you to join me each week on Public Access as we bring you Wildcat basketball. Okay, we're back here at Newman Gymnasium, and we'll see if we can set the lineup as we've got McClure, Vogel, Tupper, Lennon, and Kuhn in the lineup. A little smaller lineup for both teams, really, is Draktunovic is about the only big boy on the floor for Husson. Brown with a turnaround, doesn't go, as McClure clears it. Both teams ice cold from the floor, as the Wildcats 2 for 10, make that 3 for 11, and the Braves 2 for 10, Wilder, 2 for 11, excuse me.
Yeah, they have started out very cold, very cold. Both teams are missing their shot and no offensive rebound, so the ball is going up and down the court without much scoring.
And Kuhn with a nice drive, far sideline, as we saw Knowlton score one end, and the Wildcats up 5 right now, Wilder. Things are looking good. Jefferson in the ball game to run the offense. And Knowlton puts up a brick, doesn't go, and he steps out of bounds. Is Draktunovic. Husson looking a little bit frustrated right here, Nat Wilder.
I think they are. Again, they're out of their game. They're not fluid at this point, and they're making some passes that just aren't working and missing some, open shots, basically.
Quinn with the basketball. Got it by Jefferson. Looks downside for Vogel. Vogel still get the basketball. Baseline. McClure lines up a 3. Got it. Big hoop.
He scored, I think, 8 points coming in here as a sub, so that's been a big spark for the Wildcats.
Big confidence builder for the young freshman. As Shakur gets one a little too easy down low. Kuhn lines up a 3, doesn't go. As looks like right here, Westbrook is content to shoot the 3, and Husson is content to drive it down inside.
Yeah, Shakur has found an opening basically right in the center of the paint underneath the basket. He's actually in back of the backboard, getting the pass, and then coming out and scoring. So I think the Wildcats are going to block that hole in their defense.
Well, they've come back in with Merrill and Peterson, and they'll match up a little bit better, and Merrill throws it away. Wildcats up 15-11 right here, 11:48 to go. As Rich Masrick, the pride of Rockland, Maine, in the ball game, along with Ron Crosby from Westbrook. Masrick, number 42 for the Braves. Knowlton with the basketball. Back out it comes to Masrick. Wing to wing to Jefferson. They look in the middle of Draktunovic with a turnaround. He's got it. Quinn looking for Peterson in the paint. Peterson doesn't go. Paul Peterson doesn't miss too many of those, Wilder.
Oh, that was an open shot. His left-handed hook, but, well, the ball's back at the other end already.
As the Braves come back to tie it up, as they're on a 7-0 run right here. Peterson with a turnaround, doesn't go. And Husson owning the boards. Jefferson with a good push. Masrick back to Jefferson. Draktunovic with a jumper. He's got it. This kid Dragtunovic is shoot it outside. Westbrook's going to have to get a hand on him.
Yeah, Husson's starting to heat up. They're heating up, and the Wildcats going to take a timeout.
As the tempo changes up a little bit. And the Wildcats find themselves down 17-15, and Husson on a 9-0 run right here. And Coach Jim Graffam, I don't think he's very happy with this tempo right now.
Well, one of the things, Brian Jefferson came in the game as a point guard and started to get the offense moving. The first two breaks were Shakur underneath in the paint. And then after they worked the ball inside, it was the old classic come back outside. So it's, you know, 2 baskets inside, 2 baskets outside, the fast break. And like you say, that's a 9-point run.
Husson 6 for 9 from the floor the last 9 trips down the court. And that type of shooting will certainly put a lot of points on the board very quickly. On the other end of the floor, I don't think Coach Graffam is going to be very happy with the type of, or the quality, I should say, of shot that his Westbrook team is taking right now. They're taking about 2 dribbles and jacking it, and I don't think that's probably quite what Jim Graffam would like to see.
Well, the Wildcats got nervous, and Paul Peterson missed the 10-foot hook, and Husson came down and scored. Then they came down, and like you said, they put up a couple of quick ones.
Okay, here's Westbrook with the basketball. Quinn, down to Crosby. Crosby looks inside. He steps out of bounds. When it rains, it pours. And so Dragtunovic will get into Jefferson, and Jefferson's going to be guided by Quinn. Mazrick. And it's tipped away by Crosby. And Merrill is going to pick up the foul, and they're going to call it an intentional one. That was very questionable, Wilder, but I think that's the rule. If he's behind him and fouls him like that, I think it's an automatic intentional.
Okay, it's pretty strict interpretation of the rule. It wasn't a clear breakaway. It was a fast break. You know, he got the ball. He got all ball, but well, the referees are going to maybe try to get a handle on this game and keep it under control.
Smith, 6'4" freshman. He's out of Bristol, Connecticut. As he nails 1 out of 2. As it will be Brave basketball into their own hoop. Knowlton will put it in play. Mazrick looks to drive inside, gives it to Jefferson. He wants to go baseline. He does. He's got it. Quinn. Kuhn. Peterson. He's got it. That's the way you draw it up on paper, Coach.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to do before. They want to work it into Peterson, score a couple in close, get Husson thinking inside, and then go back outside.
As Ian Merrill having a struggle underneath there. Had great position, just didn't get hold of it. Jefferson holding the basketball, gives it to Knowlton. Knowlton with a drive. In the lane, he's got it. Knowlton with a nice dipsy-do move in the lane and puts it away for the Braves as Husson up 22-17, 9:10 to go, first half. Peterson with a turnaround, he's got it. Right now, Westbrook's offense is all one-dimensional, Paul Peterson.
Paul made a tremendous shot. That was a left-handed jumper from the baseline, basically in back of the backboard, but he still made the shot.
And he comes right back there with a nice block. And here's Quinn pushing the basketball to Vogel, doesn't go. And Westbrook's only getting 1 shot, and they're going to have to do a better job boxing out if they want to stay with this Husson Brave team.
Yeah, you're right. One shot doesn't do it. They got to get the offensive, get on the offensive board and keep themselves alive to score.
See Mazrick holding the ball, and it's knocked away. And Husson wanted a call, they didn't get it. And Peterson with a baby hook in the lane. Peterson with 9 in this first half, and the Wildcats have cut it within 1, 22-21. 8:04 to go. Coastal Sports bringing you Westbrook Wildcat basketball as we're on the road at Newman Gymnasium on the campus of Husson College. As we see the Braves coming up with a pair. Vogel lines up a 3. He's got it. And just like that, we're tied up again.
Oh, that's a classic move. Peterson scored inside, and now the Wildcats came back outside. Husson's got a second shot, and they're going to score.
Somebody didn't put a body on Dragtunovic. Has Kuhn, lines up a 3. He's got it. Wow.
That was that soft rim again. I think the rim vibrated and held the ball there for a minute, then it dropped through.
I know they took the air out of that one and just kind of held that like a dead hot dog on the rim. Knowlton with the dribble, far sideline. Gives back to Mazurek. They're going to go wing to wing into Dragtunovic. He can't hang on to it. And Westbrook is going to come away with it. Fast break to Vogel. And Vogel gets fouled. And we'll see if that goes intentional, as Coach Graffam would like to see it. He's pleading his case. As we see Tupper, McClure, and Lennon coming back in the ball game. That's a good move. He's going to get Peterson an extra few seconds rest right here.
Yep. Peterson's been a workhorse in this first half. He scored well, good position on rebound, and actually been part of some defensive tips and steals, and has kept Westbrook certainly close.
And Vogel has put him in the lead. As Vogel nails them both, and just when we thought Husson was going to have some momentum, the momentum switched back, and it's Wildcat mode right now. Brown holding the basketball. They're looking for the matchup down low is Blue. And Tupper is really no match for Blue down low.
I think he's got 12 inches and 75 pounds on him. He certainly, Tupper has his work cut out for him, but he's working hard for sure.
And you don't need to rebound when you got the toilet bowl swish going for you, as the missile man Gary Kuhn just rattled one home as he put an extra double twist on that one. He got that one right out of a Dunkin' Donuts shop. And the foul is going to go against Blue, and he's going to plead his case like a Harvard lawyer, as that's going to be his third, I believe. That is, as he picked up the technical to go with that a little earlier. So the Wildcats will own the basketball as they have the lead. And a mental breakdown right there by the Wildcats, as it went off Lennon. And we got a whistle as the Braves couldn't get it to fall. Wildcats battling, but it's mismatches underneath there, Coach.
Yeah, Jeff Shakur had 3 opportunities on the offensive board, and that's just too much, and Westbrook finally had to foul him to stop the action.
Knowlton, baseline jumper, doesn't go, as Tupper comes away with it. And Correa got the foul as they put a lot of pressure on Lennon with the basketball. See if the young freshman could handle it. So Garay will pick up his first. As Brown read that one nicely. At the elbow, doesn't go. Knowlton with a fadeaway. Doesn't fall. Tupper with a rebound. As the Wildcats dodged a bullet there. Kuhn lines up a 3. Doesn't go. Correa with a drive in the lane. Kicks it back out to Knowlton. as the Braves going to set their offense. And we're going to have the offensive as Stan Webb doing a great job.
Yeah, Stan certainly did. He had a good position and he held his ground, picked up the offensive foul.
As Peterson and Quinn come back in the ball game. Coach Graffin getting some real quality minutes off his bench right now, Wilder.
Well, my man in these last 2 minutes has been Jason Tupper. Pound for pound and inch for inch. He did a tremendous job filling up the middle and picked up 2 offensive rebounds and stopped the Braves when they needed to be stopped.
He had a big job in there taking on Tiffin Ballou. So Webb at the line has the first. Wildcats up 5 right here, but you just got the feeling 5 points is nothing right now, coaches. We've already seen a 9-point swing here at one time as he hits them both. Cats up 6. Couple of Roosters going at it here, Correa and this Quinn. They match up pretty well. And we're going to have a whistle. It's going to go against Stan Webb.
Stan Webb.
So Knowlton will put the ball in play, and he's going to throw it way in the back over the front court. Correa tracks it down. Mazurek into Shakur. And Shakur lays it in nicely. And the Wildcats miscommunicate. That's too bad. Those are Mo killers right there.
Yeah, they had it going, and like you say, they're going to have to develop a little poise and patience, get the heads back in the game, and keep this lead.
Shakur, as he's got a committee around him, and they're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to go Wildcat way. That's a good call.
Yeah, it was, like you say, they had 3 Wildcats around Shakur. He had no place to go, and it was, you know, a hell ball.
Ron Crosby back in the ball game now for the Wildcats. Crosby with a drive. Got it down the lane. He's going to lay it up and in. Somebody missed a help side defensive call there.
Yeah, I think the big men underneath were looking for the pass, and like you say, he continued down the lane and had an easy layup.
Derek Vogel reporting back in for Stan Webb, along with Brian Jefferson. So it'll be Brave basketball near sideline. Brown will put the ball in play.
We got 4 minutes to go, and Jefferson's back in the game. Let's see what kind of a spark plug he is this time. Last time, he ignited the Brave offense.
As the Wildcats, Quinn gives it to Merrill. Merrill lines up a 3, doesn't go. And I'll tell you, there's some coaches on the sidelines shaking their head on that one. Mazurek says, this is how you do it. Doesn't go. Peterson coming away with it as Jefferson got a hand on it, so it'll be Wildcat basketball there into the 4. 3:42 left in this first half, and it has been everything we expected. Fast break. Westbrook has shot the 3. Husson is not yet to hit a 3.
I think you're right. Husson had much more success working the ball, you know, in the paint and scoring inside. There's Peterson, but he misses.
Knowlton looking into Shakur. Shakur doesn't go, and it's going to be off Westbrook.
Ian Merrill wanted another hell ball, but the referee called it an out of bounds.
Jefferson holding the basketball to Shakur. Back outside of Mazurek. They're going to give it to Jefferson. They're going to do it all over again with Shakur in the lane. And they got Merrill with a foul. I'd like to see the instant replay on that one, coaches. It looked to me like he had all ball.
It certainly did. The good thing is I think that Coach Grafman is going to like how Merrill was helping out. The team defense for the Wildcats is working real well now. Peterson was overmatched, and Shakur was going around him, but Merrill came over and at least stopped the basket, but he did pick up the foul.
So Shakur at the line for a pair, and he comes up empty-handed the first time around. Coastal Sports Broadcasting bringing you Wildcat basketball. We're on the campus of Husson College at Newman Gymnasium, and Husson comes up for naught right there. Crosby looks for the three, doesn't go. Battle for it as Braves come away with it, and they're going to throw it away. And Derek Vogel tapped that one in. That's one of those that just a nightmare that happens. That's all you can say, Wilder.
That was hard to predict. Like you say, he blocked the errant inbounds throw and blocked it up and off the rim, and it bounced around and fell through. So the Husson fans are pretty excited about that play.
Well, you can credit those loose rims for that one, as it just kept hanging and finally went in. And the only 2 points Husson has scored in the past 2 minutes has been the charity of the Westbrook Stan Vogel.
That was a gift from Westbrook, you're right.
Ian Merrill at the line. And Ian, 1 for 2. Corey McClure coming in, giving Merrill a break. So Jefferson, he'll take on Quinn. Mazrick looks for the three, stops, pops, gives it to Shakur. Shakur underneath.
Shakur works well in close to the basket. He can score from either side.
Quinn kicks it back out, inside to Peterson, to Tupper. And Westbrook still only getting one shot. And Husson, a little too quick to throw it away.
Westbrook, the Wildcats had good ball movement that time. They had 3 passes. They had the open shot, but even with the open shot, it was hurried just a little bit and didn't reach the mark.
First time we've seen Ronnie Downtown Brown in the ball game now. Number 14 for the Wildcats, along with Steve Burgess. Brownie with a dribble. Burgess gives it back to Brownie. Brownie looks. Gives it up to Peterson. Peterson looks. Give it back to Brownie. Vogel with a turnaround. He's got it. Westbrook showing some good patience right there. Westbrook's going to have to make some adjustments at halftime to shut Shakur down.
Yeah, we got to watch. Shakur was taunting Paul Peterson after that play. Could lead to another confrontation underneath.
Shakur can't get it to fall. And Draktunovic comes up with it. Oh, they got Shakur with a dirty one.
That's what I told you. I thought there'd be a confrontation underneath. He was taunting on the last play. He felt pretty good. Quite honestly, Larry, he took about 3 steps. He did that Robert Parrish fake one way, fake the other way, walk around your defensive man and score. And he was taunting Paul Peterson, and on that play, that was a cross-body block he put on the Westbrook player, so he deserved the foul.
And he's going to get a seat as he picks up his second. And Westbrook's going to go on the line, Stevie Burgess.
Steve Burgess is on.
So Stevie Burgess comes off the bench for Coach Jim Graffam, and really doesn't look like much of a player. Doesn't not real flashy, but I tell you, he gets the job done. Very workmanlike fashion. Just a lunch pail type guy. I mean, he really comes in. I've really enjoyed watching Stevie as he comes in, does those fundamental things, plays defense, hits his foul shots, does everything Coach Graffam asks right off the bench. As Westbrook showing a little half-court trap here. And Brown's going to pick up the body bump. Brown. Downtown got caught in a no parking zone down there. And he's going to put Dwayne Knowlton at the line. So Knowlton hits a pair of them. Rockland off that state championship team Rockland had back in high school. As Gary Kuhn gets blocked by Draktunovic. As the Braves going to pull it out. We got 13 seconds left here, the first half, and after breakneck first 18 minutes, these two teams have slowed it down, Coach, and going to take the air out of it. Is Brown, baseline jump as goes. So we're going to go in the locker room with not a whole heck of a lot settled as the Wildcats own a 41-40 lead, as we're going to take a break and be right back.
challenging internships and clinical experiences. Westbrook's open and relaxed campus environment includes the Alexander Hall Student Union, where dances, comedy nights, and other special events are held, and the new Finley Recreation Center, site of an intramurals program, as well as NAIA intercollegiate sports in men and women's basketball, soccer and cross country, men's baseball and golf, and women's volleyball. Other activities include an active student government, Student Activities Council, and a student newspaper. What are the traditions that Westbrook College has maintained through its rich history? A tradition of offering the benefits of a private education, a tradition of superbly preparing its students for after graduation, and a tradition for providing each and every student with the attention and guidance they require. A tradition that dates back 160 years. Westbrook College has been a leader in private higher education for men and women since 1831.
Okay, we're back here at Newman Gymnasium. We're at the half, and to bring us up to date on all the halftime scoring, our stat man, Jeff Kinney.
For the Husson Braves, they are led by Shakur, who was close to breaking the all-time field goal percentage for Husson College with 12. Of course, he was the beneficiary of that Westbrook basket there that gave him 2 extra points, so he's at 12. Knowlton has 8. Draktunovich has 6. Brown and Masaryk each with 4. Ballou with 3. Jefferson with 2. And Smith has 1. They are 4 for 8 from the foul line, and they are 49% from the field. The Westbrook Wildcats, they are led by Paul Peterson with 9. McClure with 8. And Kuhn also with 8. They have Vogel with 7. Crosby, Lennon, Burgess, and Webb all with 2, and Merrill with 1. They are 83%, 10 for 12 from the foul line and 42 from the field.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. As we're at Newman Gymnasium with the Westbrook Wildcats owning a 41-40 lead, as the Braves put on a little bit of a run, as we had a 5-point lead there with about 30 seconds left to go, Coach, and Husson put on a little run. They have to make some adjustments, the Wildcats do, if they want to continue to hang into this. Somehow they're going to figure out how to stop Shakur down low.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what Coach Grafman is going to tell him in terms of stopping Shakur. I do think that part of his game plan is working. He wants to run. He wants to use, the full team, and he's using all 12 players. He's getting production out of, every single player. So, at least in the first 20 minutes, the Westbrook Wildcats, it's their team play that's given them this 1-point lead and keeping them competitive here with the Husson Braves.
And on the other side, the coin, Coach Bruce McGregor from Husson has got to figure out a way to stop the 3-point shooting and get somebody defensively with a hand up in somebody's face. Westbrook has not been bashful about shooting those threes, left all alone out there.
Yeah, you're right, Larry. The Husson team, seems to have some talent that's going untapped. Specifically, those tall, heavier, stronger players underneath. It would seem that maybe, if they get more offensive rebounds, they could put the Wildcats away.
I know you was pretty pleased and pretty impressed with the play of young Stan Tupper, as he gave up about 9 inches there and 75 pounds to Ballou. He had a great 2-3 minutes there for Coach Grafham.
I know it. Coach Grafham says he's 6'1", but when I saw him on the sidelines, he's about the same height as Coach Grafham. And
he's about 5'6", isn't he?
I was going to say, when I remember him coaching down there in South Bristol with the Mariners, I thought he was only about 5'4", but maybe he's grown a couple of inches the last few years.
Well, it's not from this coaching, I'll tell you that. Okay, we're at Newman Gymnasium, and we're going to be back for the start of this second half in just a moment. Okay, we're back here at Newman Gymnasium after the halftime. And Wilder, as we've talked earlier, the first 3-4 minutes of the second half has an awful lot of bearing sometimes on what the second half is going to be. Who's going to dictate the tempo and make the adjustments?
You're right. Westbrook came running out of the locker room, so they're ready to play. The Husson Braves walked out, onto the ground, and took a couple of warm-up shots. So if that's any indication, Westbrook, may take control here in the next 3 or 4 minutes.
As it's going to be Brave basketball. As Shakur will put the ball in play. And Garay with the dribble, guided by Quinn. And we'll set the lineups for you here in just a second. So Crosby is going to take on Knowlton. Knowlton with a runner down the lane, doesn't go. Blue with a turnaround, doesn't get it. Brown puts it back up, it doesn't go. As Vogel finally pulls it away, Westbrook, and that was a pretty good rebound on Westbrook's part, not to get themselves in a foul trouble situation right there. As Vogel takes it away from Shakur. Some nice help side D, weak side rotation. Quinn can't get it to fall. And Hello comes down with the slammer jammer. And somebody missed a box out. Peterson gets his own rebound, puts it right back up.
I think both coaches talked about offensive rebounding because it's getting really heated under the basket right now.
It's pretty physical. As Quinn makes Cray pick it up. Shakur back to Knowlton. Here's Correa with the three, doesn't go. And Vogel tracks it down as Quinn will run the offense for the Wildcats. Wildcats reversing the ball. Here's Quinn. Looks to drive, kicks it back to Crosby. Crosby. Quinn shoots the three, doesn't go. Peterson nearly had it, but Bellew took it away. As the Braves
Moved to the basket that time. That was a very strong move.
Merrill with the basketball, lines up a three, doesn't go. Peterson can't handle it. And we're going to have Knowlton with a breakaway. And I'm kind of looking here to see if Westbrook's going to take a timeout. Olmo was switched around, and that's...
Coach Graffam brought it over. He's going to talk to his players now.
So we'll have a timeout and be back. Okay, as we see both teams breaking the huddle. Westbrook starting out the second half the same way they started out the game, as they're 1 for 7 from the field. As the Braves doing a little bit better, as they're 3 for 8. And it'll be Westbrook basketball. McClure in the ball game now. Quinn looks inside to Peterson, not there. As Kuhn lines up a three, doesn't go. McClure with the rebound. Quinn to Vogel. Vogel goes baseline. As McClure doing a nice job off the feed from Vogel. As Correa throws it away as he nearly picked his brain on that one, Wilder.
I think Shakur had a different play in his mind. He was going to go post up on the high post, and Correa passed it to him when he wasn't looking.
Here's Quinn with a drive down the lane, kicks it back. McClure lines up a three, doesn't go. Peterson battles for it, and Blue steps on the line. No, he travels with it as he hopped just a little bit with it. Peterson to McClure as they reverse the basketball nicely. Peterson in the lane, he's got it. Peterson with 13 now. Brown looks to shoot it. In the blue. As we got a whistle. It's going to go against McClure. Wilder, this is somewhat of a tough matchup here for the Wildcats as they got a couple of freshmen taking on a couple of veteran Brave players as Sakura is a senior and Blue a junior. They're matching up against Vogel, who's a freshman, and McClure, who's a freshman.
You're right. That's a lot of experience, you know, for these young players to deal with, but still, their hustling team defense is still deflecting some passes and causing the Braves some trouble underneath.
It's been the key to the Westbrook success here so far, as Blue will put the Braves in the lead for the first time for a while, as they go up 48-47, 16:07. And that was a double dribble, but it didn't go. Oh, Gary Kuhn doing a nice job off the glass. Picks up the air ball. Knowlton tries to drive baseline. Does. And they're going to have Blue, I think, over the back.
Foul. It's got to be a foul. Yeah, Peterson had excellent position, and Baloo went right over his back and tried to stuff it in, and that was a good call.
So Baloo will get an early seat as he picks up his fourth. And Draktunovic comes in to replace him. A little bit better matchup for the Wildcats with Draktunovic in there rather than Baloo. As Correa hammers Vogel from behind. Play getting a little physical, Coach.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, during those first 3 minutes of the second half, the Braves were using their size to their advantage, and with Blue out, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the sub Draktunovic, because Draktunovic does take up more space. He moves around. He plays both inside and outside.
Well, Kuhn comes right in and drains a three. That's his fourth three for the game. Brown with the ball. Down to Knowlton, looking baseline. They're looking for Shakur. And Shakur, boy, is he tough to stop in the paint.
He's real good in close. He's got several moves and has a real acute awareness of where the basket is, and it always gets the ball up around the rim, and he makes most of those.
Kuhn to Quinn, and Quinn is going to run the offense for the Cats. They're up two. Quinn, McCure, Vogel, look, they rotate it back to Quinn. They're going to go to Kuhn on the other side, looks to shoot, brings it back down. Into Vogel, Vogel lines up a three. He's got it. So the Wildcats seem to be very content to take that baseline three, Wilder.
Yep, they're an outside perimeter team. There's no question about it. And when they have that shot, they're going to put it up.
Brown owns the baseline. Gives it to Draktunovic. He's doubled. Knowlton shoots the three. It doesn't go. McClure with the rebound. Quinn to Peterson. He's got it.
Inside player. Paul Peterson is very strong inside, and when he gets the ball and gets his position, he's a hard man to stop.
So the Cats have run off 5 straight here, and they're going to take a break. And we'll take a break and hear from Coach Graffam as we have put him in a situation.
Okay, next situation is we're down 2, the ball out at half court with 15 seconds to go. Your first concern is getting the ball in bounds. We would go with our box sideline out of bounds play, which allows for our 2 guard to get back screened, and maybe we'd catch him in a switch situation that would allow him to score a layup. If not, we'd get the ball into our point guard's hands. He would then come down and run our last second play, which is called overload, in which our center screens down on the low block for the 2 guard as our point guard is dribble penetrating opposite. This allows for the 2 guard maybe to get fouled dribbling into the offensive end, as well as the postman posting up and the 2 guard getting a 3-pointer. We want to shoot the ball with at least 5 seconds on the clock, so we have 1 opportunity for an offensive rebound, and then maybe we'd have to foul.
Okay, we're back here at Newman Gymnasium on the campus of the Husson Braves with the Westbrook Wildcats up 57-50. Larry Seidlinger and Wilder Hunt bringing you the play-by-play as the Wildcats playing some heady basketball right here. Changing up their offenses a little bit. I mean their defenses, excuse me. As Brown lines up a 3.
2 on that one, Larry. I think it is put on the line. Ooh.
As Gary Kuhn tries to get a 3 of his own. And Shakur gets the dunk. And Shakur is going to get the technical for talking a little trash. That is an excellent move by the official.
No, I picked that up in the first half. He was taunting the players, and absolutely no place in any game for that kind of sportsmanship. Absolutely no place for it. Good call by the referees. Get the game under control.
Absolutely. And that's what lack of discipline will get you. The kid came down and made a nice play, got the offensive board, jammed it back home, and then just turning around and putting his head down and play D. He had to tell the world about it.
Well, Coach McGregor has taken his player out of the game. So at this point, Jeff Shakur is on the bench, and maybe he's going to learn from that.
And Gary Kuhn hits one of the tees. And the Wildcats will own the basketball. So they got a freebie out of it. That's just like making that jam count for 1 and taking the momentum away. Wilder?
You're right. You're right. Momentum is a big part of this game, and that does shift it to the Wildcats.
And the Cats throw it away. And Kuhn nearly gets a piece of that one. Ian Merrill back in the ball game now for Corey McClure.
Corey Smith is in the game for Husson.
Masrick back out to Jefferson. Husson run a little bit of a flex offense right there. As Vogel doing a good job with the help side D. Andy Lennon in the ball game now for the Cats. Vogel lines up a 3. He's got it. Wow. These Wildcats are on fire from the 3-point line, Coach.
That's right. He made a good defensive play, came back, got himself open, and made a 3-point shot. Good basketball.
That's his 3rd 3. Masrick with a drive, baseline, blocked by Peterson. Here come the Cats with a dribble. Lennon, as it gets blocked. Kuhn with an excellent play as he tapped it back to Peterson and kept the ball alive for the Cats. As Peterson from downtown doesn't go. Wildcats enjoying their biggest lead of the night. Mazurek puts it up, doesn't go. Smith with a jumper, doesn't go, as Brown comes away with the offensive glass, and the Wildcats can't give him 3 shots to stay in this one. Things get a little ragged here.
Yeah, a little sloppy right now. But Ian Merrill fouls Rick Mazurek on that layup, so this will calm things down for the time being.
And that's Merrill's 3rd. As we see Webb and Tupper back in the ball game.
My player, Jason Tupper, I've got an eye on him. I'll keep you posted on how Jason does.
Well, he played big in that first half. Rich Mazurek, another one of the Rockland boys off that state championship team a few years back. His dad here in the stand watching Rich play. Andy Lennon is going to run the offense for the Cats. Back to Merrill, back to, they play catch. As Husson trapping the ball. And Merrill can't get it to fall. And it's going to be Brave basketball. And while the fans are starting to get in this one a little bit here as we get down to the final 11 minutes.
Yeah, they are starting to wake up. The ball was all over the place on that exchange, but the Wildcats did knock it out of bounds, so Husson Braves are bringing the ball up the court.
Brown, he's gone nearly all the way for Husson. As it doesn't fall, Leonard coming away with the rebound. Kuhn lines up a 3. Doesn't go. Mazurek with the rebound. Here come the Braves. On the gallops, Jefferson. And I think they're going to get Mazurek. Nope. They're going to have Stan Webb. That one could have gone either way, I think, Wilder.
That was a 50-50 kind of play, but Webb evidently lost his footing, and it didn't seem all that intentional, but he was tying up Mazurek, so they called the foul on Webb.
Both teams with 3 fouls here in the second half. Brown looks to Mazurek, into Draktunovic. He's with a turnaround, doesn't go. Kuhn with a rebound, and here come the Wildcats. It looks right here that the Wildcats with this little smaller lineup are maybe going to control the tempo a little bit, take the air out of it.
I think they want to play a half-court game for a few minutes. Well, they get the big man out of the game and waiting for him to come back. Coach Graffam is content with just, setting his offense and getting his players under control. Well, they lost the ball.
A little inexperience there showing up. As Husson has run off 7 straight to get back in this one. Leonard to Kuhn. Kuhn with a jumper, doesn't go. And Merrill with a rebound. And Draktunovic picks up the foul. And we still have boys talking trash down there, Coach.
Yeah, there's a little bit of trash talk. I thought the referee used a good mechanic right there. He had a loud whistle, and then he hesitated, and he waited, and he thought to let the play diffuse itself and stay near the players. They did calm down, and I think the referees have got the game under control.
Peterson and Quinn coming back in the ball game now for the Cats. As we set the lineup, we've got Merrill at the foul line, Stan Webb and Gary Kuhn also in the ball game. Jefferson, Brown, Draktunovic, Mazurek, and Smith for the Braves. .62-60. Wildcats on top here, 9:16 to go. As we approach the home stretch. Brown to Jefferson. Jefferson looks. Gets it direct to Tunovich at the elbow. Stops, pops, doesn't go. Quinn with a rebound. Peterson with a turnaround. He's got it.
Westbrook's becoming much more patient on offense. They waited that time, waited for Paul Peterson to get open. Paul made an excellent step-back jumper.
Here's Drakunovich, way outside. Looks for Brown. Brownie lines it up. Doesn't go. Peterson with a rebound. And out quickly to Kuhn. And Kuhn is going to have the bucket, and he's going to go to the line. And what got that all started is Peterson did a great job off the glass and a great look, excellent outlet pass.
Very quick outlet pass, and like you say, Kuhn was streaking down the sideline, took the ball in. Rick Mazurek did everything he could to stop the play, but it was a hard foul, but the ball went in. He's going to come and get his foul shot. It'll be a three-point play.
Very cool. That's the line.
As he buries it. So just like that, the Cats run off 5 of their own, and they go up 67-60. And Kuhn is going to get a break. Ronnie Crosby comes in the ball game, giving Kuhn a break. Smith holding the basketball, gives up to Jefferson. Blue in the ball game. This is the first time we've seen him since early in this second half. Mazurek doesn't go. Merrill with a rebound. Here comes Quinn pushing the ball. Vogel, he wants to shoot the three. Bingo! As
I guess it's a 2-point shot. I thought it was a 3-pointer, but you're right. It's a 9-point lead.
just like that, the Cats have got it up to 9. Shakur back in the ball game now. And we got a whistle. And it was before the shot, so they'll be taking the ball out of bounds. And that went against Crosby. I think that's his second. Nope, that's his first.
One thing, Larry, there isn't much paint left when Ballou's in the game. He covers up about 3/4 of the paint area. Doesn't leave much room for Paul Peterson and the Westbrook Wildcats.
And that's where they went. Immediately to Shakur down low. Vogel. As the ball went off Jefferson, as he made a good defensive play on Vogel, but it deflected off him, so the Wildcats will still own the ball. Into Quinn. Quinn with a dribble in the lane, stops, pops, doesn't go. Blue with a rebound. And Merrill gets a piece of it. Into Peterson with a dunk. There's Peterson with an in-your-face jam. And that one's got to taste good if you're Paul Peterson.
You're right. I think there's about 5 Westbrook fans over there, and that brought them to their feet. Hey, got another rebound.
And none of that. He's got Crosby out on the break. And Ronnie nails it. And this one is slipping away, and Husson wants a break. As the Cats take a 73-62 lead with 6:51 to go here at Newman Gymnasium, and we'll be right back.
Okay, we just had an incredible comeback, came back from 10 down with 1:30 on the clock and tied it and sent the game into overtime. Now, obviously, the Wildcat bench is very excited, and the first thing I need to do is remind them that we now have 5 minutes to play and that this ball game is ours as long as we play with our heads and maintain the intensity level that we obviously had for that last 1:30. I would make sure that the point guard understood up front that I wanted him to dictate what was going on there offensively, and defensively we wanted to make sure that we did not give up an easy hoop right off the bat to get us in the hole.
Okay, we're back here at Newman Gymnasium as the Braves will take the ball out of bounds. Jeff Shakur will get it into Jefferson. And Westbrook's going to pick him up in that patented full court man-to-man. Mazurek gets to Knowlton, to Jefferson. Looking inside. Jefferson to Blue. And they're going to have him with a travel.
Oh,
wow.
He shuffled his feet. That Robert Parrish move didn't work that time.
As he had great position on Peterson. So the Wildcats are going to change up. They're going to come in with Gary Kuhn for Ron Crosby. Quinn, back to Kuhn. Out front. It looks like the Wildcats going to be quite patient right here. Vogel doesn't go. Into Merrill, he can't get to fall. As the Wildcats missed a golden opportunity to go up 13. They need a defensive stop right here. Westbrook doing a great job at doubling down on Blue every time he gets around the basketball. And it's going to be a Wildcat basketball on the jump.
I've noticed, Larry, that Brian Jefferson for Husson is no offensive threat. I mentioned early in the game he's quite a spark plug, passing the ball and getting the offense going. And I've noticed that Gary Kuhn has just dropped right away from him, playing 10 and 15 feet away. Actually, the last time about 18 feet away, doubling up on Ballou in the paint.
He's challenging Ballou to shoot the ball, and to this point, we've played 14 minutes, and he's yet to do that. Quinn with a tricky dribble, looks to dish it off, brings it back out. Back to Merrill. Merrill. And they give it to Quinn, weak side. Great look by Ian Merrill.
Yeah, good. Peterson, Ballou had to come over and help out on the drive by Merrill, and that left Paul Peterson wide open, and he made the easy layup.
As Shakur, Shakur is a very frustrated young man down there. As that, I believe, will be his fourth.
The lack of maturity there. I mean, for a veteran ball player, anytime you miss a shot, the last thing you want to do is just come back and commit a mistake and a personal foul like that.
So Quinn will run the basketball, guided by Correa, as a couple of young fellas taking on a personal challenge. Kuhn. Back to Peterson. Peterson. Westbrook enjoying a 13-point lead right here. And they're going to call Correa with the block. Could have gone either way, Coach. Very, very close.
That old 50-50 charge and blocking call, and the Westbrook Wildcats came out on the better end of that particular whistle.
And not only that, they're going to have Quinn going on the line as Husson is in the penalty situation, as this thing has really heated up.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity out there, and like you say, it's getting brutal under the basket.
And Derek Vogel comes away with it, doesn't get it to go. And here come the Braves. And they're going to call offensive against Shakur. And I think that's his fifth. And we got a technical foul to boot. Holy smokes, Coach. Things are getting a little bit out of control on that Husson Brave bench.
Well, I'll give a plug for the referees. I think they want this game under control, and you know, after, like I said, that last personal foul by Shakur didn't show the kind of respect that the game deserves, and then to come down and you know, a play like that.
He got the seat that he deserved.
You're right.
So Shakur fouls out. Mazurik's going to come back in, but I think there was also a technical foul called on the bench right there.
Yeah, the referee did indicate, and the players are staying at midcourt, so yeah, one of the bench players, I think it was Brown. No, it wasn't Brown because he's on the court. They did pick up the technical.
So Merrill is going to shoot the 1-and-1 as he gets the shooter's roll. Ian hits him pair. Cats up 13. And Teddy Quinn is going to shoot the technical. Big turnaround right here as the Cats not only are going to have a couple of opportunities here, they're also going to own the basketball when this is all over with.
Yeah, well, I think Westbrook wants to show their poise at this point, become a little more patient, and not let Husson get into a running game in the last 4.5 minutes.
And there's some of that leadership that Teddy Quinn has provided for this Wildcat team all year long. And they're going to own the basketball. They're up 15. Quinn with the dribble. Quickly into the front court. Gives it down to Peterson. Peterson with a tap. Puts it back up. Doesn't go. Below. It's going to go off him. So the Wildcats will own it again. And things are going our way right now.
Paul Peterson would like to have that tap back. He was expecting more of a challenge from Blue and missed a pretty, high percentage tap-in, but Westbrook has the ball, so they still have a chance to score.
And the Wildcats are going to use their 40 seconds up. And that is textbook basketball right there, Coach.
That's right. They were patient. They worked the ball around, and that shot by Paul Peterson was much more difficult than the one that he had just missed. But that he got the 2 points, and that's what the Westbrook Wildcats wanted.
As Brown comes up with a dunk, but time is running slack as we're in crunch time if you're a Husson Brave fan. Quinn with the basketball. Vogel gets it out to Kuhn. Kuhn starts to drive, and he gets nothing as he comes up empty-handed on the drive. Here's Mazurek. Mazurek's going to line up a three. It goes, and just like that, the Braves have taken 5 off the board. 3-10. And it doesn't fall as Teddy Quinn will pick up the foul. So a little bit of that Husson pressure starting to show. Do you suppose Husson has woke up to the fact that these Wildcats have come to take this game back to Portland in the win column?
Well, Larry, you're right. 3 minutes and 2 seconds is still a lot of time left in the basketball game. These three-point shooters wake up and they can close down to 1 point in no time. Let's see what happens. I think Coach Graffam is going to ask for more patience from his Wildcats when they have the ball.
Mazurek at the line as he gets, and it's going to go, we're going to have a little bit of extracurricular activity under the hoop. As the Husson fans would like to see a little tea.
Paul Peterson really couldn't understand why, when he had position and the rebound, that someone could come over his back and tie him up. That was his complaint on that play.
Well, that's a good question, Wilder. But it's going to be Brave basketball on the possession arrow. Ron Crosby coming in the ball game now, giving Ian Merrill a break.
I want to give a lot of credit to Westbrook Wildcats. The team stepped in and helped Paul cool down so that he didn't get a technical or in any trouble with the referee. That's good team play.
And that pretty much simplifies what Coach Jim Grafton's Westbrook Wildcats are all about. Mazurek lines up a three, doesn't go. Vogel skies for it. Peterson coming away with it. And blue. And it gets blocked by Vogel. Mazurek shoots a three. He gets hit. And it doesn't go. And we're down to 2:48.
Here we go. Another taunting move on the part of the Husson Braves, and Rick Mazurek just picked up a technical foul. The referees have made a statement they're not going to put up with that kind of sportsmanship, and I guess even with 2:48 to go, the Husson Braves haven't got the point yet.
Technical foul on Rick Mazurek.
Wow, big turnaround. So Mazurek is going to go to the foul line. He's going to get 3 foul shots. Westbrook's going to come back, shoot the technical, and then they're going to get the ball back.
That's right. That's right. I'm pretty sure that was a 3-point shot, and he did get fouled. And even though he missed the shot, he was trying to make a statement. But there was a taunting statement, and there's absolutely no room for that at any level. And I'm glad to see that the referees are just not going to tolerate it.
And we've got Coach Bruce McGregor arguing the call on the floor, and I don't think he's going to get any relief. He kind of looks like a whipped hound dog out there right now, Wilder.
He's asking for some relief, and but maybe it's his way of calming his players down and getting back in control of the tempo so that his team still has a shot. There's 11-point difference, and again 2:48, and that's a lot of time in any basketball game.
So as Mazurek has the first, Braves have taken 5 points off this 15-point lead. Wildcats enjoyed about 45 seconds ago. Mazurek with an opportunity to cut it with 8. By the time he gets finished here. And that's just what he does. And now we're going to come down the other end, and Westbrook will shoot the technicals. But even more importantly, with the 45-second clock, Westbrook's going to own the basketball when this is all over with. We apologize to our fans at home as the bleachers here are taking a rocking. As Quinn quiets things down. We were getting a shaking here on the bench, Coach.
I was rattling too. Well, the fans are into the game, and that's the way we like it.
Teddy Quinn owns the basketball for the Wildcats. They're going to double him. Vogel with the basketball. He's going to hand it off to Quinn. Quinn down in the corner. Gets it way back outside to Vogel. Vogel looks. And they're going to hit Correa with the foul. I believe that could be his 5th.
Well, the Husson Braves stand to lose another player. That was a reasonable foul. It's aggressive defense, and he hit the player, with the ball. So there's no complaint on that call.
As Husson stepped up the defensive tempo there. That's as much tempo as we've seen out of this Husson Brave team.
Yeah, like you say, they realize the time is running short. They've got to have the ball in their hands, and they've got to score some points here in a short amount of time.
These are pressure foul shots for the Cats. And I have been more than impressed with this Derek Vogel and Corey McClure that's on the bench. They have played huge for this Wildcat team.
This game, like so many games, Larry, is going to come down to a foul shooting contest. I have an idea in the last 2 minutes.
And Vogel only gets 1 out of 2. And more importantly, the Cats have taken 30 seconds off the clock. And there's Gary Kuhn coming up with a steal. Peterson. Cats going to take some time off the clock as they own the basketball. We're down at 2:05. Cats up 10, and Mazurek is going to foul Vogel and put him back at the foul line. Things are getting a little tight if you're a Westbrook Wildcat fan, I'll tell you. As the Cats are showing some great patience. That's Mazurik's fourth. And Wally, you can't say enough about this young Westbrook Wildcat team. 3 years in existence to come in here and knock off the 7th-ranked team in the country. Not in the state, in the country. They've got them up 12 right now. In 2 minutes, things are looking pretty good for the good guys.
Well, you know, if our mutual friend, Mr. Bradbury, was here, he'd have his Swisher Sweets out, lighting up for the victory dance. But I think you're absolutely right. Westbrook has shown that team play will beat individual play anytime. The number 7 ranking by the Husson Braves can't be overlooked. And I think probably at this point, the Wildcats would like to play anyone they could play.
Absolutely. As we're going to have Teddy Quinn back at the foul line. Minute 42 to go as the Cats up 85-73. What a tremendous win this will be if the Cats can hang on here. And Quinney finds nothing but cotton. And if you're a Husson Brave, you've got to be somewhat stunned. This third-year team that Coach Graffam has put together come up here and outplay you in every facet of the game to this point so far.
Yeah, they did. There were some times when Husson used its strength underneath and closed the gap, but overall the Wildcats have just, it's been their kind of game. They've been running, they've been putting the ball up, and they've been rebounding.
And we're going to go back to the foul line, minute 28. And I'll tell you, these Cats can taste it right now. They just said, we'll go to the line. We've been waiting for this game probably since last year when it was scheduled. As Teddy Quinn will go back to the line. The pride of Oxford Hills region, Norway, Maine, I believe Teddy's from. And he's got it. Ted Quinn from Norway, Maine. He's a junior. Quinney hits them both. And the Cats have got it up to 16, and you can put this one in the W column, Wilder.
I'd put a check there. I'll go with a check in the W column.
Minute 19, and it's all academic from here. Certainly, Coach Graffam and his staff coming in with a great game plan as they ran it to perfection. As we're going to have a timeout on the floor. And we'll see, we'll be right here as we can maybe bring you up to date on what some of the stats are. Westbrook from the foul line has been deadly. Jeff, how are we standing from the foul line here in the second half?
Well, they have 15 points from the foul line to this point in 20 attempts.
15 for 20 at the line in the second half, and that will win you a lot of ball games. So as we see both teams huddling up for this final minute and 11 seconds. If anything, Wild, I think I'm a little bit surprised at the lack of intensity from the Husson Braves, as I think they took maybe this Wildcat team a little too lightly coming in here, and Westbrook had a game plan, ran it nearly to perfection.
You're right, Larry. I think, you know, not to say it too many times, but Husson on paper certainly had the height, they had the experience, and they had the size. So it took a good game plan by the Westbrook Wildcats coaching staff, and then it took the execution by the players. And I must admit, I would feel very confident at this point because Westbrook seems to have the ball handling. They can stay with the pressure of the Husson Braves, and they know how to run the clock down, and they're going to use up a lot of time and go to the foul line a few more times before this is over.
And there's a whistle. as we've got just 60 ticks of the clock left with Teddy Quinn going back to the line. Wildcats up 89-75. I don't know, Wilder, if this will be a wake-up call for the rest of the teams in this District 5 NAIA region, but they certainly will not be taking the Westbrook Wildcats lightly after they've come in here and put kind of a hurting on the Husson Braves.
Yeah, they will. They'll start to take notice. You know, it is the classic matchup where the stronger and highly rated team, Husson, is looked at to win the game and not really be challenged too much by the upstart Wildcats. But, you know, after this, I think people are going to take a little more time in the game preparation, be ready for Westbrook when it comes to play.
As the Braves come back and nail a three, and we're going to take a timeout and let the fans at home hear from Coach Braffam in our last second situations. Okay, we're back. Merrill throws it long to Peterson. Peterson's going to catch up with it. As we've got a whistle. Okay, we're going to take a timeout, and maybe we'll catch Coach Graffam this time. Okay, Gary Kuhn is going to put the ball in play. Brings it out to Vogel, to Quinn. Quinning with the basketball. Looks to run some time off. Going to do just that. Gets it into Vogel. Vogel gets it back. And we're going to have a whistle. It's going to go against Jefferson, I believe.
Ryan Jefferson reached in on that play.
More importantly, though, we got 24 ticks of the clock off. And we'd like to remind the fans at home, Wilder, we've got a break right here as the Wildcat basketball will be on weekly here the month of February, as we'll be bringing you Wildcats on the road also and at home every week. So you want to stay right here for on your public access for Westbrook Wildcat basketball, and we're going to follow the Wildcats all the way to the NAIA tournament as the impossible dream is really starting to become a reality for the Wildcats. And it's plays like that that make it happen. As Vogel gets a layup. And to tell you a little bit about the Wildcats, that's their first field goal in the last 4 minutes. Their other 10 points has been from the line. 14 seconds left. Vogel stops, pops, doesn't go. Peterson puts a signature on that one.
That was the exclamation point for this game for the Westbrook Wildcats.
You know, this kid Jefferson has just nailed 2 threes in a row and never took a shot the rest of the game. As the Westbrook Wildcats have come up with a 96-84 victory over the Husson Braves, and we're going to be right back to wrap this one up. We're back here.